And the Vikes win the tip. It's Shaden Smith, but he gets that strip trying to split two defenders. It's Ben Campbell who grabs it. Back the other way come the Cougars. Unable to make good on that first possession, but some tenacious defense in the early going, trying to strip it away from Slaymaker, but instead that leaves Shaden Smith wide open on the other end. Gets the early flush, puts the Vikes up a pair. Tong kicks it back outside. Three-pointer, no good for Gritch. Open look for Joffrey James, that'll rim out. Cougars will take it on the side. Another three-point attempt for Gretsch is off. Bogue. Is that one stripped away by Gretsch, but it'll be a foul. Vikes will keep possession on the baseline. Inbound it to Smith, but loses possession. And the Cougar ball. Jumper is up and good. First basket of the night for Cougars, and it'll be Kenny. In this last night's practice, Bodie Kenny, second highest total of points in the Canada West game last Saturday night at home in a 105-84 victory over the Lethbridge Pronghorns. 58-point effort in that one. Just a 16-point game though last night on 6 of 15 shoot. Tonight he was really held in check for the most part last night. Gretsch is going to pick up an early second here, so that's likely going to have him head to the bench, and it will. As Tutu Cole will check in favor of him. Slaymaker puts it all the way inside and has to get it to Schmidt, who has it stripped away. It'll stay Vikes ball on the baseline, 18 seconds to shoot.
I'm going to zoom in a little. It's going to lose focus.
Slaymaker loses it, picks it back up. He's going to double dribble there. A little bit sloppy from both teams in the early goings here. Missed, but a second chance here for the Cougars. Tong with the three-point attempt, no good. And not one, but two more rebounds underneath. And it's Dornstauder who eventually finishes the shot and has the foul. The Cougars will go to the line with a chance to go up by 3 points here now for Kaz Dornstauder. Can't hit the free throw, so it'll remain a 4-2 game. Slaymaker gets the 3 to go, puts the Vikes up a point, 5-4. Count that basket for the Cougars, so they go back up 6-5. Ronaldo Robinson makes his first appearance of the night for the Vikes. Puts up a quick 3. Won't fall. Jumper up and good for Ben Kamba. The Cougars up by 3 points, 8-5. Strong take and finish there again by Kamba. The Cougars now lead it by 5 points as we close in on the 5.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Bogue puts it on the floor, takes it to the hole. Doesn't come away with anything on that possession. Dornstauder was backing in his defender there, but successful on the attempt. His hesitation move to take on Ronaldo Robinson, but he too can't finish. Look back the other way is Kamba, who's been the one player who's been able to score at will, it seems, in this first quarter. He puts another hoop on the board for the Cougars and puts them up by 7, 12-5. Vikes have not found their offense quite yet in this first quarter. And a few one-and-done possessions as they have on another one there on the miss by Bogue. And again, it's Kamba who's seemingly getting to the basket at will right now. And Coach Murph does not like what he sees on the court right now, so he's going to take a timeout for the Vikes. Ryan Zatmary back with you here on CanadaWest.tv. The Vikes get the ball in. They look to try and work their way back from an early deficit here tonight. Joffrey James sets up from behind the arc and gets the 3 to go. Back to within 6 points. Over dribbling there leads to a near turnover. Ball still loose with the shot clock running dead. A discussion from the officials here is the shot clock. Say that the Vikes took possession there. So the Cougars are going to get a fresh 21 shot clock, you're going to say, because it happened inbounds. So interesting sequence. And the Cougars get allotted an extra life, and they take advantage of it as it's Ben Kamba, who has been lights out in this first quarter. I believe he's up to 11 points now after that last make. Tough break for the Vikes. It looks like they play a solid 24 seconds of defense. And now a foul. They're going to say was on the floor as that up make by Dylan Gage sent his defender flying. Gage again with another up fake, able to sweep past his defender, but short on the shot. Cougar ball now with a chance to take a double-digit lead on this next possession. And they are going to do so as Lodi Kenny puts the Cougars up by 12. And you can hear a pin drop in Carson right now as this fan base a little bit shocked at what's gone on here in the first 7 minutes. Baseline jumper doesn't go. Felt unable to come away with the rebound, and back again come the Cougars. Some movement around the outside. Another shot by Kamba is no good, but his second chance, he gets another three-point attempt. Will make good on this one. It's now a 15-point lead for the Cougars, 23-8. I do not know who would have seen this coming. Not that the Cougars couldn't obviously compete with the Vikes, but the Vikes right now really struggling on both sides of the court, and have put themselves behind the eight ball a little bit in this first quarter. Gage with the take, gets it to go, and makes it a 23-10 game. Let's see what the final 2 minutes has in store here prior to the end of the quarter. The Vikes can possibly gain some momentum back, and that'll help with a steal on the back end. Gage with it. Finds Felt. Looking for Ryan Gallagher, but instead the Vikes are going to turn the ball over. So just as they gain some momentum and cause the turnover on one end, they turn it right back over on the other end, and we'll see Torrin Franklin on number 11, Cole. They'll check out because of that. James makes his first of two. He'll hit both. Three-pointer won't fall as Slaymaker grabs the rebound. Inside and unable to finish there is Bogue. Take and finish now by Elkinen. Makes it a 14-point lead again. Shaden Smith with a long two, they're calling it, so just a two-pointer. And a foul will send the Cougars back to the free throw line. Makes both shots. The Cougars back up 14, 34-20, 8:04 to go in the first half. And Shaden Smith off of the play from Joffrey James. We saw that in last night's contest as well. Gets the crowd back into it a little bit after that one, but right back the other way. A finish by Kamba, and you can't seem to stop him right now as he has been number one scorer on either team in this first half. He's now got 18 points with this last basket. As So we get 19 at the free throw line. Can't hit the shot though, as Vikes put the key in on him, as he's got half of the total offense for the Cougars in this first half. Schmidt open underneath, and Shaden Smith doing what he can to keep his Vikes in it. He's now up to 10 points. Campbell left open on the outside, but doesn't hit. And that ball knocked away from Griffin Arnott. Stay Vikes ball with 21 seconds. Coach Steve Burrows wants a timeout for the Cougars, but they continue. Ryan Zammer back with you. Vikes ball, trailing it by 12. It's like they're not used to seeing too often here at Carson the last several seasons, but still plenty of ball game left to go. Arnott tries to get to Schmidt inside. It's knocked away. A little football on that, so we'll give the Vikes 6 more seconds to 14. Nearly loses it. Now to Robinson. Back inside to Bogue. He gets a double. Shaden Smith on the outside. Can't drop the shot. And rebound eventually grabbed by Okanan. Cougars can't finish on the other end. Slaymaker with the rebound. Robinson spots up. Puts up the three. No good. Shaden Smith on the board. And he is fouled. Second team foul on on Regina, pardon me. Bogue with the three-pointer gets the Vikes back within single digits, 36-27. Kenny off on that jumper. Vikes grab the board. Griffin Arnott kicks it to Bogue. Second straight three attempt from Ethan Bogue. This one is off. Arnott fighting for the rebound. And that'll be last touched by Undong Tong, pardon me. And Tong will allow the Vikes to retain possession with 14 seconds. Ronaldo Robinson whistled on the charge there as he was trying to gain some space in the key. Logie Kenny forced that one. Jumper up by Kamba, won't fall, but he's hit in the air, so he will head to the free throw line. Head on his game-leading score total. Shots are made, and it's an 11-point game. Slaymaker loses that ball. And he can't hit the shot from the top. Vikes get the board. Slaymaker going downhill. Misses. Attempted follow there by Schmidt, won't be able to be gathered. Back come the Cougars. And it's Kamba again. Lights out in this first half. Kamba had just 4 points in 16 minutes last night. And he has been a completely different basketball player here this evening. And now a jumper from the outside by Kay Mather. All of the Cougars come into play here tonight. There's a good chance that they could outscore their entire game's total here tonight in one half. From last night, I should say. And another mental error there by the Vikes as Griffin Arnott steps out of bounds. And Vikes now down 14. 4:22 to go in this first half. Interesting to see how these last 4 minutes play out. If the Vikes can keep this game to about a dozen or even under a 10-point lead for the Cougars, I think they can consider their job well done. But if the Cougars can extend this up to closer to a 20-point lead, this would be a pretty tough comeback, even for the Vikes in the second half, but not unachievable knowing what this Vikes team can do. But the way that this game has gone so far, it's pretty much been all Regina, but Vikes get a stop here now. Come back the other way. Gage. No good. And rebounded by the Cougars. And again, they're off and running. Mather wide open. Basket. 16-point lead restored. Gage is fouled on that take. Head to the line. Gage misses his first. The second either, so it remains a 16-point game. Ball is lost there by Kamba, and the Vikes give it right back. Turnover, but turns it right back over. And foul called will send the Cougars to the line, and let's make this as much as an 18-point lead here now. This is really side of the Vikes, at least at home, we have not seen. We've had just the one regulation loss the last 3 seasons. You got to go all the way back to the beginning of the 23-24 campaign with the Calgary Dinos, and that was in a game with the Vikes had control for much of the game. It was about a 6 or 8 minute segment where the Vikes really lost control, and the Dinos outscored them by about 25 points. That changed the outcome of that game. Of course, they lost the Canada West semifinal game here last season as well. But other than that, it is a rare sight to see the Vikes playing from behind here at home. And now, I mentioned it, let's see what the Cougars could do in this final 2 minutes. They're now up by 20 points, 49-29. And again, have brought this place to a real quiet gym. It's 10 turnovers that are really uncharacteristic from the Vikes, many of which are pretty much unforced. And there's Bogue able to back his way in and get a bucket there. Back to an 18-point game now, 49-31. Kenny gets the jumper to go, and again, Kenny was pretty quiet last night, a 16-point night after that historic night last Saturday, but he's now got 15 points right behind Ben Campa, so the two of them have personally outscored the entire Vikes team here in this first half. Franklin gains some space, can't hit. Fighting for that one is Gallagher. He'll save it, but right to the Cougars. Back they come the other way. It's Kamba. No good, but following up on that is Dornstauder. 22-point lead now for Regina. Slaymaker. And nobody home there. Kamba away the other way. And it's going to force Coach Bernatowski to take another timeout. Ryan Zammer back with a minute 12 to go in this first half. It's a 55-31 lead for the Regina Cougars, and who have indeed outscored their entire total of last night's game here in 19 minutes here tonight. Unprecedented turnaround in one night. Gallagher missing on the three. Rebound and finished there by Tyler Felt. The Vikes might go with some different personnel here to see what works, because so far, much of what's been on the court in this first half just has not been able to gel for the Vikes. Some unforeseen turnovers and just some bad management on rebounds. And it's been all Cougars through nearly two quarters, but the offensive foul there following Regina will get the ball back to the Vikes. This evening has spotted them this 22-point lead. It'll be Vikes ball to start this third quarter. We will see what the Vikes can do here. They are one of the top scoring teams in the country. They came into the weekend the top scoring team in the conference, and obviously have the ability to put up numbers in droves. So let's see if they can start off strong, and they do with the basket by Griffin Arnott. But I think it's going to be more their defense, and if they can get some stops, they're going to need to get some rebounding, as they were out-rebounded 7-3 in the offensive rebounding total. And let's see if they can make this a closer contest, but it is right where he left off in this first half. It is a completely different performance from Ben Campa tonight. After just 4 points last night, he now has 22 with that last basket. And another near turnover there for the Vikes, but they do keep possession, and it's a take there by Ethan Bogue that is deflected away, and now finally a timeout is called, or a technical foul is called on Coach Murphy Bernatowski. We'll see a free throw coming for the Cougars. Kamba can't hit the free one. And an interesting twist of fate, the Cougars were in transition there and were just about to hit a layup when the whistle was called. So the shot was called back and they missed the free throw, but now they do obviously retain possession. Let's see if they can make good on this next set. Kenny misses the shot. So in fact, actually, the Vikes come away unscathed after that technical. And let's see if they can take advantage on the other end. It's Arnott. Around the outside. Joffrey James is no good. Kiss off the glass for Kamba. Smith is fouled beyond the three-point line. So we have 3 shots upcoming now. Schmidt makes all 3 free throws, back to a 22-point game. Let's get a stop on the other end. Smid thinks about putting it up from the outside again. Now backs down his defender. Finds Ethan Vogue, who turns it over. And in transition, Vikes to prevent a basket at the hoop there for Crutch. Arnott. He's fouled as he takes that one towards the hoop, and he'll have 2 shots upcoming. To 39 now after 1 of 2 made by Arnott. Big finish at the rim there for Tong. Got the Cougars bench all excited. Big 3 there for Jaden James. See if that can ignite the Vikes crowd here as they remain pretty quiet with this game still well behind, but there's another stop for the Vikes and they want to push the floor here now. Foul off ball, I believe, is going to go on Jung Tong. Shaden Smith loses the ball as he puts it on the floor. And now the Cougars have numbers in transition. And another finish at the rim there from Kamba. Again, the Vikes' turnover troubles has continued to plague them here this evening, as that basket was off of another Vikes turnover. Three-pointer is no good by Arnott, but Schmidt does get the rebound. Ethan Bogue. Shot clock down to 5. Ronaldo Robinson into the key. Gets the floater to go. 20-point ball game. Defense there by Schmidt, but again, no rebounders on that play. Another second chance here for the Cougars. But they do turn it over here now. But again, the turnover numbers. That was the first turnover of this second half for the Cougars. Vikes are going to need to start forcing some turnovers, and they're going to continue to have to shoot. Ubik ball coming in on the sideline. Ryan Zatmer here on CanadaWest.tv. Vikes working their way back in this one after going down by as many as 23. Shaden Smith, open look inside, can't finish. Jumper won't fall there, and the Vikes get the rebound. It's Ryan Gallagher grabbing it. And a nice take and finish to the hoop there by Gallagher. And he makes this an 18-point ball game. Bogue gets too much of the body on that one, and Kaz Dornstauder with the finish and the foul. He'll go to the line, chance to put the Cougars back up by 21. And I mentioned it last night, the Vikes went through the regular season undefeated last year, so without a loss at home until that Canada West semifinal loss, 77-68 to the Calgary Dinos. So that was the last loss they occurred at home during the playoffs last year, as James gets a basket for the Vikes to make it a 19-point game. But, pardon me, going back, I'd have to go all the way back to November of 2023. The last time the Vikes lost a game at home, that was against those same Calgary Dinos. Robinson with an open look in the key, but he can't finish there. So interesting that last night's game for the Vikes, it was a team effort all the way down the line in scoring. As Robinson gets his way into the key again. Can't finish, but is fouled. Down to just 2:37 left in this third quarter. Meanwhile, it's really been a two-man game here tonight. It's been Ben Kamba and Lodi Kenyi that have been absolutely dominating this game for 46 points. Nearly outscored. Both shots from the line, so it's a 17-point game. Vikes can cut into this deficit a little bit more. They give themselves a fighting chance in this final quarter. Kemba. Not a great possession there by the Cougars, as they never made it inside the three-point line, and Elkinen took a really long three-pointer, so good defensive set there by the Vikes. Shaden Smith backs down his defender, but he too put up a difficult shot on a fadeaway. Gives the ball right back to Regina. Kemba is stripped there in the paint. We're going to have a foul called on the floor. It'll just be the second team foul for the Vikes, so no shots coming. It'll be a baseline inbounds for the Cougars. Pardon me, they're going to move it to the sideline because it was a disallowed basket. Seconds to get a shot off here now. There's 4 seconds left. Ronaldo Robinson is fouled in the act of that three-pointer. It rims out, but 3 shots coming. So the Vikes again now slowly chipping away at this lead with the clock stopped here. Regina has to be getting a little bit nervous as the Vikes now closing in on him in the final quarter. And this is a Vikes team that has seen themselves down. They had a double-digit deficit against the UBC T-Birds 2 years ago in their final home game, and saw the Vikes come in a huge comeback that eventually led to an overtime victory. Now, many times in years past when they would be down or having to come back in a game, you try to get behind the likes of their star player, Diego Mafia, but it's not quite the same roster anymore. It's kind of more of a sum-of-the-parts team. Let's see if this group can bind together here in the second half for a comeback. It's an open look for Kamba, who has been the star of the night. Misses on that shot, though. Now the Vikes can indeed make this a 10 or possibly 9-point game on this possession. Joffrey James setting something up. Robinson has it now. Step back. No good, but two Vikes initially had the rebound. And it's going to go off of Ethan Bogue's leg. That's the correct call. As Bogue was not able to corral that ball there, as the Vikes had several players that looked like they were all over that ball but weren't able to get it. And back it comes for Regina. Another turnover there by the Cougars. Some frustration on Lodi Kenny there, as obviously the Vikes' pressure defense has been effective. It's up to the offense to get closer in this one. Just over 8 minutes to go. Thanks again for joining us on CanadaWest.tv tonight. Robinson kicks it back out to James. Back to Robinson. 8 seconds left to shoot. Ronaldo at the top of the key. Gets it to go. And the posturing between him and Ben Kamba here tonight, as well as Lodi Kenny. We've seen it. And these two teams, obviously on the second straight night, going at it out here at Carsa. And that ball is last touched off of the Cougars. And Robinson forces the turnover. And now the Vikes can draw this to a single-digit deficit on this next possession. Joffrey James blows by his defender, finds an open Ethan Bogue for three. No good. Loose ball still there. And last touch off of the Cougars. Vikes will keep it with 14 seconds. Timeout called by Steve Burrows as the Vikes tonight. They'll drop to 5-2 on the season, and would really see one, if not both of those games as very important for the Vikes if they are to try and battle it out for the Canada West Pacific Division crown this year. As Robinson can't hit off of that look. It's still fighting for the ball though, as keep up the pressure. Robinson all over Kenny at the top. And a take and finish there as Elkinen brings it back to a 12-point game, and that was significant as Vikes played 23 seconds of really good defense there, but that shot goes up just at the death of the shot clock. Into 10 seconds on this possession. Robinson works his way inside. Looking for the basket to go, but is fouled. We'll head back to the free throw line. Robinson makes his first of two. Hits both. Shaden Smith steps in front of that pass in transition. Flushes it down. 8-point game with 6 minutes to go. Oh, and he does it again. Shaden Smith, second straight steal. Not quite as easy as a shot this time, but he is fouled. But Shaden Smith with 2 consecutive steals on defense. One with the easy take all the way in, and this one he is fouled, and this could be as little as a 6-point game upcoming. Smith up to 18 points on the night for the Vikes. And it is indeed just a 6-point lead now for the Cougars. It was once a 25-point advantage in the third quarter, has been shrunk. And the Carsa crowd is alive and well now. And ooh, another near jump on that pass as Griffin Arnott saw an opportunity but stepped back. Missed there. And ball is last touched off of Kaz Dornstauder. Vikes get it back. And continue to rally in this one here tonight. Robinson offered a screen from Bogue. Arnott comes off the wing with it now here. Back to Bogue at the top. Gets it to Robinson. Ronaldo finds Joffrey James. Puts up a 3. That is short, but right underneath there is Bogue to clean it up. 4-point ball game. It's a 12-2 score line in this fourth quarter. Add that to the fact that the Vikes, I believe, scored 7 of the last 10 points in that third quarter as well. Cougars down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 1 now, not going to get it off in time. They never got that ball on the inside as the Vikes and this crowd starting to suffocate the Cougars. Regina already down to just 1 timeout. They're probably going to want to save that if this game is going to remain close in the waning minutes. They've already burned that timeout to try and stop the run, but Vikes do turn it over here now, so that's a big stop for the Cougars to stop the bleeding. Kamba in the corner, gets it back out to the top with Kenyi. Dornstauder, and ooh, that's a Dornstauder with the 3-pointer there off of the bank. An unsuspecting shooter there for the Cougars. Brings it back to a 7-point game to quiet this crowd momentarily. Back come the Vikes. With 5 seconds on the shot clock, got to get something off quick here. Joffrey James is off on that shot, and it'll go out of bounds, so the Cougars take it back. Vikes are going to use a timeout here with 3:33 to go. Trailing here in this fourth quarter after they led by double digits after each quarter here tonight. 14-point lead after 2, a 22-point lead at the break. This all after they dropped a 48-point game here last night, but much closer contest here in this one. You have to know the Vikes are going to wake up at some point. But was it too little too late here? We will see in the final 3 minutes. I'll move to the outside on the other side. And that ball's last touched off of Shaden Schmid, and so that'll be a 14-second reset now. Three-pointer is up and good by Elkinen. 10-point lead restored here now for the Cougars, so the Vikes are not going to have much room for error on the defensive side. Let's see what they can do on the offensive end here now. Up fake by Bogue, gets the shot to go. He matches the three on the other end, 7-point game. Interesting that the Vikes have dropped back into the half court. Their full court press earlier on in this quarter seemed to be really effective, but right now they've dropped back into the zone. Shot clock down to just 2 seconds. They don't get one off, so the zone proves effective on that possession. The Vikes quickly move it up with 2:15 to go. Trailing it by 7. To avoid their second loss in their last 3 games. And nice move on the inside to get it to Shaden Smith. He moves into the 21-point category now. 20 points tonight with 5 rebounds. 21 points with 5 rebounds. Leading all scorers for the Vikes. It's a 5-point game. What can they do defensively now? Shot clock down to 2. And, ooh, that looked like it could be a treble at the top, but nonetheless, a missed shot there. And the Vikes get a stop. Robinson goes around his defender and is hit. And he will head to the line. Chance to make this a 1-possession game. Fourth personal on Tutu Akol. Robinson makes his first. He's up to 15 points on the night. Just 3 of 10 from the floor, but now 9 of 11 from the line. Misses the second, however, so it remains a 2-possession game. 77-73. Vikes looking for another stop defensively. Oh, nearly getting another strip there was James, but able to retain it was Kenyi. Down to 5 seconds. That one is stripped away. Vikes get the stop. Should have wanted it in transition, but Robinson holds on to it instead. Kicks it back out. Bogue with it. Finds Griffin Arnott in the corner. No good. Schmidt fighting hard for the rebound, but doesn't get it. And the Cougars get the stop, but that one nearly stripped away by Robinson, but too much of the arm caught there, so that'll be just the first team foul for the Vikes. And in a sense, that's too bad because they can they need to probably start fouling and force some foul shots here if they don't get a steal off the initial play, as the Cougars will be allotted 24 full seconds here now. Again, it's Kenyi puts up the 3 and gets it to go, and that might be the dagger as the Vikes down to just 24 seconds left. They'll have to get a quick shot up here now. It's Robinson, and he misses, and there's a foul called on Arnott there, and looking like the him. And got to admit, I'm a little bit surprised that Lodi Kenyi didn't get a technical there, as Now looking like they're just going to drop their first home game in 2+ years in the regular season in Canada West here this evening. Vikes get a quick steal off the inbounds. Joffrey James with a quick 3 gets it to go. Can they get another stop here in the backcourt? And you can see that last touch was off of the Cougars, or sorry, off of the Vikes. I'm going to look at the overall time on the clock here now. And a 5-second call in the backcourt on the Cougars. And now the Vikes are going to use a timeout. And if the Vikes can get a quick basket here under their offensive hoop with 8.3 seconds to go, and possibly another steal. The biggest factor here for the Vikes is that they still are 3 away from the. They're still two fouls away from putting the Cougars at the line. With another foul on an inbounds if they can't get a steal. So for now, the Vikes need to get a hoop and then hope for another steal. And at a point with 20 seconds to go, it looked like the Cougars were likely going to come away with this. The Vikes still doing everything in their power to make a last-ditch effort to come back in this one here tonight. Quick inbounds to Arnott, and Vikes took way too much time with that. That's disappointing, as they needed a quick catch and shoot, and I guess Griffin Arnott felt that he didn't have the right shot. And now they're going to foul, but not nearly enough time here left on the clock, as the Vikes are going to come away just a little bit short, as the overall comeback in this fourth quarter was very impressive, but again, they put themselves way too far behind the 8 ball tonight, trailing it by 22 points at half, as many as 25 in that third quarter. And the Cougars, another foul here. It's down to 1.4 seconds. So again, this is our final game of the 25 side of the campaign here at UVic this season. So just want to thank you for tuning in as you have for the first few weeks of the season, and look forward to having you back with us in 2026. 0.2 seconds to go. The result no longer in question. The Cougars will have a couple foul shots coming. But the Vikes will play their final 2 series on the road here this season against the Thompson River Wolfpack next weekend, as we have alluded to, and then the final weekend of the month in Prince George against the UNBC Timberwolves. And then we will be back here on January 9th and 10th in 2026, as the Vikes will take on the Fraser Valley Cascades for a pair of games, and we look forward to that. But for now, an upset here on the road here tonight for the Regina Cougars, as they earn a split here with the UVic Vikes, an 81-76 victory